There's also a perspective that you carry into all this about how business should run as well, though, isn't there? So we're not just talking about the technology, but it's about how innovation should happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think from a business level, we've been operating under just classic manufacturing company and manufacturing concept ideals for so long in companies. I mean, companies, as an example, use more than anything, use what I'll call control point tactics and scale to innovate. And what this is a sign of, and one of the things we do on a day-over-day basis, is show that there is a different way to do things. To show that it's okay, in fact encouraged, if innovation comes from outside your business, and you can still productize it, focus on it, and pass it on as a value proposition to your customers in a way that's powerful. In fact, in a way that's more powerful than anything you could do if you were to solely invent inside your respective business. So, to me, it's really key. I mean, today, companies are movements. Employees have choice as to where they work. More than that, consumers have more choice than ever about what they buy, about how they buy it, about what they use, about how they interact with these products and services. And it almost mandates an approach to business that I think is more akin to what we would stand behind and build upon than what you would see in your classic manufacturing sense.
Does Symbian have a role in acting as a model for innovation for its members?
Absolutely has a role. I mean, you can look no further than what we've done in idea generation through the Ideas site. You can look no further than our governance model in that context. You can look at our release schedule as an example of that level of influence. When we commit to time boxing a release, and no matter what, getting it out twice a year for companies, all of these things have a definitive impact on development teams, on individual developers sitting in these large companies and among these large teams. I mean, one way to look at it, if you're an individual developer who just wants to build upon a piece of code and introduce a new feature, within your own company, you may, along that journey or that path, have to fight product managers, have to fight really good process experts, have to fight management and leadership to incorporate this thing. In the type of model the foundation represents, all you have to do is really check it in, if you think about it. So what you've done is greatly empower an individual, an engineer, who codes, who builds, who constructs. You've greatly empowered them, because now that fight, if you will, with the other entities in the business that help them productize or determine whether or not to incorporate their solution has a much more diminished role as to whether or not these features or this level of improved functionality is in there. So we not only do that inadvertently, we do that with a keen focus on making sure that type of innovation gets into the overall platform.
Do you think, though, that senior executives in member companies like Nokia and Samsung and Fujitsu keep an eye on that and are learning from it?
I absolutely do. I mean, we get this level of feedback and interaction on a daily basis. I mean, sometimes you get it in the form of a high-level call from a large member company that says, what the heck are you doing? Shouldn't you go through certain channels before you do this, that, or the other thing? But more often than not, what you get is a thank you for saying that. It would have taken us 4 months of legal review to come to the same conclusion. Or I'm really glad you're an independent business and can say these things on our behalf. Or keep up the good work, the momentum or pace at which you're contributing to the marketplace on our behalf in X or Y area is essential for us. I mean, more often than not, these are the types of comments you get. So I know that's the case, that we're helping lead some of these larger companies in that way.